Aloha everybody and welcome back to Keiki Fishing Adventures. I'm your host Jaden Patrick and today we have an eel adventure for you. Today we'll be showing you guys the setups to use to catch eels, and we'll even show you how to catch eels at one of our secret spots. This is a great show, you gotta watch it. Mahalo! Eels are one of the hardest fighting fish on the reefs. Hawaii has some of the largest eels in the world. It can grow over 10 pounds in Hawaii. In Hawaii, the Hawaiian name for bonefish is eel. They usually travel in big schools in the deep water, and they move into smaller schools when going on the reef. They're not only hard fighters, but very tricky as well. They will come straight at you sometimes when you hook up to them, and you'll think you lost them. But it's important that you keep reeling fast, because a lot of the times when the line goes slack, they'll try to shake the hook out. So it's important to keep constant pressure on a fish. That way it doesn't shake the hook out. We catch most of our eels on the shallow reefs surrounding our island. Most of the eels that we catch are only in about 2 to 3 feet of water. They come in the reefs to feed on crabs, small fish, shrimp, and tako. Our favorite bait to use for them is tako. But if you can't find tako, ika is a good second choice. Crab is even good too. In most places, they release the bonefish. But in Hawaii, it's a delicacy. The locals like to make fish cake, wontons, and egg rolls out of them. It's a very good tasting fish. It's called a bonefish because it's loaded with bones. But if you scrape the meat off right, you won't get any of the bones. Remember when fishing on a reef, you may need to chase the fish down or risk getting cut off. They will sometimes wrap around a coral head or go into deeper water and cut you off on the side of the reef. We have lost a monster fish. We could not stop. Then they get cut off on our reef head. We usually don't use bells when fishing on the reef, because when the eel hits the pole, it's usually screaming for a little while. Here we are heading out to one of our secret spots. We've caught a lot of big old eels at this one spot that we're going to. We do mostly catch and release. Because the small 2 or 3 pound eels you release can grow up to 10 pounds in a few years. So today we're basically just gonna be dunking with Ika.
Hello everybody, so this is the setup that we're going to be catching all of our fish on today. And so the setup is, as you can see, here's your main line. It goes down to a swivel, which goes down to a T-knot, which goes to a hook. It's just like an allure hook or any kind of circle hook. It's good for catching fish like dunking and that kind of stuff using bait. And that's going down to another T-knot, which is going down to another circle hook. And then after that, that's going down to our lead. So that's the T-knot. It's like really simple. And if you want to check out how to tie the T-knot, it's on our social media too. On our Instagram, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. So now let's probably cast them out into the sandy. Let's go and cast it out. Going to the San Diego. A little bit of bait came off, but not all of it, so pretty good. And that's it, how we catch our eels over here, and hope we catch.
Here is Daze hooked up to a papillo. There's a bunch of different types of papillos. This one is a bluefin trevally. It's one of the most common types. It's super windy today. And I was helping him release it. And then something struck another pole.
Tight a little bit. The clip off, Jane, as soon as you're gonna.
Here you can see how it's being tricky by swimming in towards me. Then when they get closer, they tend to do another run. They are great fighters on light tackle. We use light fluorocarbon like 25 pounds to 40 pounds. It seems like you get more bites on the lighter lines. But lose more because it's not as strong. Fluorocarbon seems to be the best type of line for this.
I think it's like a 4 or 5 pounder, bro. It's like the size of the eel that you caught at the tournament, right?
Yeah, maybe.
You could have won if you got it by then.
This is our favorite net to use because it floats and it's able to keep the fish in it without damaging it while we take the hook off.
Here I am hooked up. It just got done raining. So I was a little cold. It was windy and rainy. So I'm gonna try and fight it from the boat. Remember when finding these fish, take your time. Don't try and horse it in with the light top. Okay, this guy just came out of nowhere. We just cast it out, and then we just heard the pole screaming. Right here.
Get ready, dude.
And it is Don't try to force it in, take your time. Remember, you're using light
You
gear.
have to put it underneath it, Elijah. There you go.
I did about 3.5.
Size guy.
Right, 3.5. Elijah's happy now. Yay! We were just out there whipping.
Not a bad one for my first one today. It's still kind of small though. We're hoping for a bigger one. We kind of hope that releasing a bunch of smaller ones, we'll get good karma to catch a bigger one. And about 10 minutes later, I hooked up again. We have lost a bunch that we couldn't stop. Captured it out again, and another OEO bit it, or something. Not sure what it is, probably an OEO. When fishing for these fish, tides are important, especially on the shallow reefs. Usually rising tides are the best, but we have caught on both rising and lowering tides. But the most important rule in catching fish is that you won't catch anything unless you're out there with the hook in the water. This one got tangled in the ropes.
Still on? You sure he's on?
Yeah, he's on. Sorry, so right here, we just got like, we heard this like big screaming on the rod. It's right there. It's an eel for sure.
There you go.
Hopefully you can land this one. You guys are not walking, so it's me and my dad now. Nice size of eel. A pretty big one actually. It's about like 2-3 pounds. It's a nice size one. So as you probably see, we just got this nice size of eel. I think it's about like 2-3 pounds, keeper size. But we're probably gonna release it in the hopes to catch like the bigger one, like his big brother or big sister. But I'm just gonna take this one off. More pure water. We're gonna need some for you.
Hi, I'm Jay Yellis, the Executive Director of the Cast for Kids Foundation. Cast for Kids is the largest fishing charity in the nation. We put on fishing events for children with special needs. At our events, volunteers show up to love on these kids and to share with them the joy of fishing and boating. If you'd like to volunteer at an event, start your own event, or donate to the foundation, please visit us today at castforkids.org.
Here I am hooked up again. It's another good size of eel. Here I am with one more big old eel. Remember, let them fight the pole. And keep the tip up. Don't make the drag too tight, because you can break the line doing that. If it wants to run, let it run, unless you're getting spooled. This one didn't want to get netted. These fish really test out your light tackle gear. Remember to check your gear before fishing like this, because you don't want to lose a good sized fish to bad gear. Remember, take your time. Remember to practice catch and release if you want to be able to catch more fish later on. And just keep the big ones. Here I am hooked up to a small papillo. And then when I'm releasing it, one of the other poles go off. And now Elijah's hooked up to an eel.
Here I am, hooked up one more time. We're getting a lot of strikes today. It's normally not like this. We'd normally be lucky to catch a few, but today we have a bunch of action. And here we go, another good size eel. And remember, practice catch and release. You want to provide fish for the next generation.